So let's look at using dictionaries with lists and tuples as values. We looked at using tuples as keys, but what about values? Can't we use them as values? Well, let's actually take a look at a problem. Like, why would you want to use a list as a value? So here's the state of California. And I'm currently down here in San Diego. And maybe I want to create a map application where the value is a sequence of things. So what about if I want to create a map of states? And I want to map between the name of a state, so California, and some cities within that state. So San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco. We'll just pick a few of them. And so if we want to create a map between California and some of these cities, we could, in theory, do that with a list. Well, what about other states? Here's Wisconsin. And Madison is, where'd Madison go? It was in here somewhere. Here's Madison. And then there's Milwaukee. I'm not really too much concerned about that, but there's a couple states there. And let's look at the state where Chennai is located. So here is, let me zoom out, there's too much text. Tamil Nadu, which is in India. And there's the city of Chennai up here in the top right. Also some other cities, Madurai, Vellore, and I can't pronounce some of these, so I'm not going to, but there's many different cities in here, and we can make up the list of those as well. And so if we created a dictionary, and let's state the cities. So we can create a dictionary for this in programming, and we can do this mapping of state to cities. And so initially we create an empty dictionary, just like we did before. And then we add the key California gets the value of San Diego, a list of San Diego, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. So it has 3 things in it. And then we add the key Wisconsin with the value as a list of Madison and Milwaukee. And then we have the third state, Tamil Nadu, with a list of cities, Chennai, etc., and Vellore, and all those. And so we can create a dictionary that takes some key and maps to a list. Now, we can't use list as a key because keys need to be immutable, but we can use lists as values. It's just another data type. And so here is the dictionary, and there's the first entry in our dictionary, which on the left-hand side is the key is the string California, and the right-hand side is a list of 3 cities in California. And then we have another key, Wisconsin, and this value is a list of 2 cities, and then we have Tamil Nadu as a key, and then we have 5 cities here. And if we look at this, if we do state to cities, and if I want to get the city, let's actually get all the ones in Tamil Nadu. So that returned a list. So this state to cities Tamil Nadu returns a list. And if I want to get the value of Trichy, and I know this returns a list of 5 different things, and Trichy is at 0, 1, 2. Well, we know this is a list of 5 things, and I want the index of that list of 5 things. And so by putting the bracket 2, I'm saying get the second index of this list, and it returned Trichy right there. And so this is how you can actually use dictionaries with lists as the values. You can't use them as keys, but you can use them as values. You can hold more complex data type, and you can add and subtract directly to these. So if I use state to cities and I want San Diego, or sorry, not San Diego, I want California. And I can append, because that is a list. And now let's look at California. And now I've added San Jose to it. So I can continue to add, I can remove, I can use all of the methods to these various lists. And so this is how you use dictionaries to list as values. You can also have values as tuples. So in addition to setting it to a list, we could set it to a tuple. The only difference is the tuple can't be changed. So for example, using the previous thing that we did up here, we could create a map between each city with a tuple of its longitude and latitude as the value. And so the key idea here is that we can use, in dictionaries, we can use tuples and lists as values in a dictionary. It doesn't have to be just a single thing like a string or an integer or a float. We're also going to take a look in a minute as values can also be dictionaries. So believe it or not, we can actually put a value of a dictionary as another dictionary. And that's going to be a topic we're going to cover in a minute.